Hello, if you are new here, my name is Sydney Smith and I am a spiritual mentor. If you've been around for a while, then thank you so much for coming back and pressing play on this video. You are most likely here because of the title of this video and it interested you. You are an empath. Maybe you've even considered yourself a people pleaser at some point in your life. You are a sensitive soul and an intuitive being. And so today I want to talk to you because in my own self-reflection this morning, I had a bit of a breakthrough moment with some lessons that I have been learning, and my spirit guided me to see these lessons through an experience. And then I was emailing with a client of mine, and one of the things that they brought up in their email was actually what I had moved through this morning. And so I thought, what better way than to share this lesson with you, and kind of three of the lessons that I've learned in this journey that have really helped me to carry more grace for myself. These three lessons have helped me to understand my life from a higher perspective. And these three lessons have helped me to experience more peace in my everyday life. So the problem that we experience, you probably have experienced this. I know I definitely have experienced this. And it's really this feeling of being tired. And a lot of us who are on this spiritual journey or this personal development journey, we become really tired of the healing and the learning, because it takes a lot of energy to heal, and it takes a lot of energy to learn and to shift the way that we're living and the choices that we're making. You may also notice that you have moments in your day where you're really tired of trying to manifest your dreams, right? Especially what we see in the spiritual, the industry of spirituality right now is a lot of talk about manifestation. And so a lot of people are trying to do everything that they can to manifest their dreams. And so you might wake up one day realizing, man, I'm really tired. I'm really tired of trying to manifest my dreams. Another reason why you might be tired is because you're trying to shift old limiting beliefs. Now, I know that this is one that I experience pretty often in my life. I'll wake up one day, or in the middle of my day, I'll catch myself and I'll feel this tiredness. I'll feel this energy that I would reflect as being tired. And I can recognize that I feel tired because I'm trying to shift those limiting beliefs. I'm recognizing that the limiting thoughts have come up, and I'm trying to guide myself to something that feels more supportive. So is this something that you have experienced in your own life? You know, maybe you experienced it earlier today. Maybe you experienced it last week. Maybe you experience it when the full moon comes up. And really it's that concept of being tired of trying to get somewhere that you aren't currently. And so in that problem, I've really learned three things, and I want to share with you what those three lessons that I have learned and how they've kind of shifted my life and shifted the way that I continue to move forward. And these are actually three lessons that I dig into much deeper with my clients when I work one-to-one with my mentoring clients, because I want you as a client of mine to really thrive, and I want you to uncover your light and to hold yourself with grace and self-compassion as you lead yourself forward. So the first lesson that I've learned is that trying is a form of resistance, right? And so that concept of I'm tired of trying to get somewhere where I'm not currently, it actually creates some more energetic resistance in our life. And it's not because you're not supposed to take action. It's not because you're not supposed to heal. It's not because you're not supposed to manifest your dreams and you're not supposed to shift your limiting thoughts. It's because The awareness that we have around the concept of trying is coming from a limiting perspective itself. I'm trying to do this to get to an end result. And that creates a lot of resistance, because in that concept of trying, we're basically saying to ourselves, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy of getting there, so I have to try my hardest to get there, to then be worthy, to prove my worthiness, to show that I am worthy. And so I want to ask you, can you feel that resistance? Can you see how trying carries this resistant energy? I encourage you, next time that you're moving through your life and you catch yourself and you say, oh, I'm really tired. I'm really tired of like trying and giving it my all. Take a moment and feel into that and recognize, oh, wow, I'm tired because I'm in resistant energy. And that's something that came forward for me as a breakthrough this morning. Was I caught myself feeling really tired. And when I finally chose to sit down with myself and to call in my higher self, my spiritual self, my spirit, my soul, and kind of move through what my ego self had been experiencing, what my false self or my pain body, as Eckhart Tolle calls it, what I'd been experiencing was I was tired of trying to overcome the resistance. And so you can't overcome resistance with more resistance. And so in that moment, I realized I need to just acknowledge how I'm feeling, right? I need to acknowledge that I'm tired. I need to acknowledge that I'm trying to get somewhere where I'm not. I need to just accept that this is how I feel in this moment, right? So that first lesson is that trying is a form of resistance, right? Taking action is not a form of resistance, right? Passionately pursuing your purpose is not a form of resistance. Offering compassion to somebody else through a lending hand is not a form of resistance, right? But trying is. And that's really because of the perspective that we have that is attached to the concept of trying, right? That concept of trying is I'm trying to get to an end result. I'm trying to get to some moment where I feel like I'm not currently. And maybe in that moment, I'll be worthy. Maybe in that moment, I'll see life from a higher perspective. Maybe in that moment, more peace will come, right? There's a lot of different things that can really be rooted in our perception of trying, or rooted in our action of trying. So I encourage you to dig a little bit deeper into that yourself. Maybe grab your journal and reflect on that. You know, what are the things that you're trying to do in your life? And how does that energy of resistance kind of build up for you in the act of trying? And do you ever find yourself feeling really tired of trying to heal, tired of trying to manifest your dreams, tired of trying to shift your limiting thoughts? So that was lesson number 1 for me, is that trying is a form of resistance. And so that kind of leads me into lesson number 2. Like, what do you do from here? If trying is a form of resistance and I'm tired of trying to create change in my life, and I really want to acknowledge my worthiness, and I want to live from this sense of ease and grace and effortlessness. The second lesson that I've learned is that my higher self accepts how I feel. So think about that for a second for you. Your higher self accepts how you feel. So when I visualize myself in 3 months' time, a year's time, 5 years' time, 10 years' time, or when I'm wanting guidance for my life or clarity for my life, if I find myself in a problem or a challenge, I always connect to my higher self. I connect to that version of me who has all the wisdom, that version of me who has lived every single timeline, that version of me who's been through it all. She knows what I can't comprehend right now. And so I call her in and I connect to her energy. And for this, I'm using the pronouns her, she, because those are my pronouns. But for you, if you're connecting with your higher self and your pronouns are different, he, him, they, them, then use those pronouns for yourself. But for me, when I connect with her, she very much accepts how I feel no matter how I feel. Right? So when I think about myself when I have all of my dreams and desires, I know I'm still living this human experience. And so when I have all my dreams and my desires, it doesn't mean that I am in a state of happiness 24/7. Right? I'm still going to experience some challenges and problems are going to arise. That's kind of part of living this human experience. But my higher self and my future self in that moment, she accepts how I feel. She doesn't try and force me into a state of feeling differently. She doesn't try to, she doesn't try to get me to somewhere else. She holds space for me. She offers me compassion. She accepts how I feel in this moment, in this current state of being. And so that is kind of how we begin to heal that resistance that we're carrying, right? If you are tired of trying to create change in your life, that feeling of tiredness and that feeling of trying is a sense of resistance. It's an energetic vibration that causes resistance, right? Your worthiness is innately yours. And that's something that we're all doing, is we are all working towards accepting ourselves as worthy beings, right? Because we are. Ultimately, we are worthy as we are. You are worthy in this moment as you are. Except the problem is that you have all these limiting thoughts and you have these emotional pains from your past and these outdated belief systems that tell you you're not worthy. It's why we have self-doubt. It's why we have insecurities. It's why we self-judge and criticize ourselves and guilt trip ourselves and shame ourselves, because there are these belief systems that are typically rooted in emotional wounds that make us believe that we're unworthy from an unconscious state. So part of this experience, this spiritual journey that we are all on, whether we realize it or not, is we are in the act or in the pursuit of releasing that resistance around accepting our worthiness. And so my higher self accepts me no matter how I feel. And so knowing that as a lesson, when I am in a moment where I can recognize, damn, I'm tired. I'm tired of trying to create change. I'm tired of trying to release the resistance. I'm tired of trying to get to somewhere where I feel like I'm not currently. In that moment, I call in my higher self and I sit with myself and I hold compassion for myself. And I hold grace for myself. And I see myself in that act of trying. And I see myself in that state of being tired. And I remind her, you're safe, Sydney. You're safe. Everything is unfolding for my highest good. Right? And I really allow myself to accept how I feel. Because in that moment of accepting how you feel, do you know what you do? You allow yourself to release the heavy feeling. When you accept that you are tired of trying, you allow that tiredness and that resistance in trying to melt away. And when you allow that energy to melt away and to flow out of you, because you accept, this is how I feel, now I'm going to feel it, now I'm going to breathe through it, and I'm going to let it flow, You open yourself up to a higher vibrational energy. You open yourself up to be able to shift your perspective. You open yourself up to be able to manifest your dreams. You open yourself up to be able to create that real healing because you stop trying and you accept where you are in this moment, because your higher self accepts you no matter how you feel. Now, the third lesson that I learned in this journey that has really shifted my perspective and shifted the way that I live my life is that you get to relax into your worthiness. Right? So many of us have this belief system that says, I need to prove my worthiness, prove it to myself and prove it to everyone else, right? We live in this society that has a very hustle style mindset. And in that hustle mentality, deep in our unconscious belief system is this belief that says, I need to work hard to be successful, to prove that I'm worthy of being successful. Did that click for you? I need to work hard to be successful, to prove that I am worthy of being successful. That is a belief system that is unconsciously controlling the way that you live your life. And so it's no wonder you don't feel worthy when you relax. It's no wonder you don't feel worthy if things come easily and effortlessly to you, because it is in your unconscious belief system to work hard for that feeling of worthiness, when actually you are worthy as you are. And so yes, there's definitely been a journey for myself of recognizing, what is limiting me and being in my worthiness? What is limiting me in accepting my worthiness? What perspectives am I carrying? What pattern behaviors do I have, and habitual behaviors? What belief systems are embedded in my unconscious state that make me believe I'm not worthy? And so it's been a journey of healing that resistance and letting go of those limits and learning where that fear stems from and why I believe I'm not worthy. So it's not a flip of the switch, but the third lesson that I've learned is that we get to relax into our worthiness, right? It's our thoughts and our emotions that make us believe we're not worthy. But when we get to breathe deeply, say you are in a forest. I love being in a forest. That's always what I go to. But picture a place that you love to be, if it's by the ocean, if it's in the mountains, if it's by a lake, wherever it is that you love to be in nature. Picture yourself there and take a deep breath and settle into that space of connecting with Mother Earth and feeling her energy. That is you in a state of worthiness. You're not telling yourself that you're worthy in that moment. You are being in a state of worthiness. And I think that's what we often forget, that your worthiness is not an action you take. Your worthiness is not a thought that you have. Your worthiness is a state of being. And we get to relax into that state of being. Now, it takes time, and it takes, a conscious awareness, and it takes a willingness from you to continue to shed the layers of resistance that are blocking you from accepting your worthiness. And this has been a journey that I've been on for the last 5 years. And I think it's a journey that I'll continue to be on for the rest of my life, because as humans, we're constantly experiencing things that are trying to create limitations in our life. There's the law of polarity. We're going to have heaviness. We are going to experience harshness. We are going to experience lightness and uplifting energy, right? And so it's a journey about remembering our worthiness as a state of being, right? And so the next time that you find yourself tired, tired of trying to create change in your life, I encourage you to recognize that trying is a form of resistance. So if you keep trying to shift your perspective, if you keep trying to manifest your desires, if you keep trying to create healing, you're just creating more resistance in your life. More resistant energy, and that's just going to continue to block the desire that you have, the desire to heal, the desire of the manifestation, the desire of the higher perspective, right? So for a moment, stop trying. Connect to your higher self, because your higher self accepts how they feel. So tap into yourself. How do I feel? Okay, I'm going to allow myself to feel this. I'm going to recognize I feel this. I'm going to offer myself grace and compassion in this moment, and I'm going to breathe. And that is how we actually allow that resistant energy, that concept of trying, to be released from within us. And when we release that resistant energy, all of a sudden we have so much more space, so much more openness to accept a fresh energy, an uplifting energy, a supportive energy. And so quite literally, in that act, you are relaxing into your worthiness. You are relaxing into your worthiness. Remember, why you are doing this, the purpose on this spiritual journey, is that you desire a life that is filled with more peace, more self-love, and more trust in your journey. And trusting your path, trusting your journey, trusting your spirit is about believing in your worthiness. You are worthy as you are. And when you will learn to affirm and accept the worthiness that is already innately yours, your life starts to become more peaceful. Your life starts to be filled with more self-love. You have more self-love and self-acceptance and self-appreciation, right? And you begin to trust your journey so much more, because you're not trying to get somewhere. You're accepting yourself as you are right here, and that is what is allowing you to flow on your life's journey with more ease and grace. The ego is trying to get somewhere else. That's resistance. That is the act of trying. Your ego says, I don't like it here and I'm trying to get there. That's why trying creates more resistance, because your ego state is saying, I need to be somewhere else to be happy. Okay? Whereas your spirit relaxes into this moment, knowing that the best is yet to come. Your spirit relaxes into this moment, knowing that the best is yet to come. I am choosing to support myself right here and right now, knowing that my path is unfolding for my highest good. We remove resistance and we allow ourselves to relax into our worthiness. And when we're in that state of relaxation, accepting our worthiness, clarity flows in, opportunities flow in, ideas flow in, blessings flow in, self-love. So I really hope that this resonates with you and connects. And I really hope that, it brought a new perspective into your life in how you can start supporting yourself more as you continue in your own healing, your own growth, and on this spiritual journey. If you want to dig in a little bit deeper and you really want that one-on-one support and guidance on your spiritual journey, because this really resonated with you and you want to work with someone, then check out my one-to-one mentoring offer. I have an application form that you can fill out to see if you are the right fit for working with me. Otherwise, I am sending you so much love and light, and you can check out some of my other free videos, my free blog posts, as a way to kind of broaden your perspective and start supporting yourself with more love, more grace, more compassion, and more light, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to shine light into your life so you can see that you are made of light yourself. You are worthy. You are worthy, my friend. Bye for now.